So now we're actually getting ready for our next streamed matchup. We have, on our left, we have GoLeagueGregg, who we've already seen before, and then on our right, we have Esteban. So left and like we have really, really talented players. We're ready to go. We're seeing some teams that we've seen some Pokemon we haven't seen.
Hey, you know,
that's my favorite thing.
When we saw GoLeagueGregg, we said that Clefable might be an issue for his opponents, but we got some throwbacks coming out on Esteban's team. As soon as we get that team graphic up on screen, we will rip right into it because these Pokemon are wild. I thought Florges was out of the meta. I thought Knocked Out was 2 years ago, but we're back.
We're back. I think Florges actually may be back into the meta because of Shadow Scizor being taken out, so it actually has some play into the steel types of today's meta. However, that Knocked Out was such a throwback. I remember using that, like, what is it, 2021?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
The Shadow Dropion is also something we have not seen. So I'm excited to see exactly how these Pokemon are able to be utilized by Esteban here.
Yeah, I really think that, actually, you know what? Last time we saw GoLeagueGregg, we didn't think the Unova Stunfisk get any play into the composition he was up against, but look at this team from Esteban. I mean, outside of the Quagsire and the Florges, I think you've got neutral or advantageous matchups, maybe across the board.
Yeah.
Based on these movesets and typings.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Esteban has the Shadow Fortress. I think that's going to be an issue for GoLeagueGregg potentially, except for that Stunfisk. So you might actually have to lean on that Stunfisk. So it's going to be a really back and forth, and it really comes down to positioning, right? Having your Pokemon in the right spot and making sure that your Pokemon have the right tools necessary for you to win that game and find those win conditions. Speaking of win conditions, let's find out our first one as we see the leads here of Altaria into Shadow Fortress.
Now, normally, in every other scenario, you would say a Dragon would struggle versus a Steel-type Pokemon. But if Altaria connects that Flamethrower, this Fortress is going to go up in smoke. Here comes the Charge Attack and the instant shield by Esteban.
This is one of my favorite matchups for Altaria because you don't even have to count. You can just spam on the Flamethrower and you get there right before that Rock Tomb is reached. It's perfect timing.
Oh, very nice. Kind of autopilot through it. But the Rock Tomb will threaten a lot of HP and debuff the Altaria's attack, so we do see the first shield of the game.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart shield here. Now the thing is, though, Fortress can outpace to that next Flamethrower, so this isn't going to be enough to knock out, but it is going to put the Altaria dangerously low.
I wonder if you see the second shield from Esteban, if you need to swap here as GoLeagueGregg. Only going to fire one Dragon Breath there in the midst of the Volt Switch, but he does get the Flamethrower, which is the most important part. Esteban shields his Fortress.
I kind of like that shield because now what you can do is you can utilize your Pokemon here and effectively balance whether you want to go for Rock Tomb or whether you want to go for Sand Tomb. You can switch it to whichever Pokemon you want. Like, you have control over this matchup, and now I believe the Shadow Dropion is going to come in to start resisting these fast attacks.
Yeah, this is actually really nice to control switch advantage because it means that Esteban is able to save his Quagsire from this Furret, which would have been devastating, especially in a shields down scenario. But the Drapion, it's back in the meta. Crunch might pick up the KO after the Sand Tomb, and he goes on Charge Attack priority. Devious gameplay.
Really smart play here. This Crunch is going to hurt, so we do see the shield come up from that Furret. And now, actually, this Furret's in a pretty good position because if you can get this knockout, then that Quagsire in the back is not going to appreciate any type of grass attack from that Furret.
That's exactly right. Swift is not quite enough. Drapion doesn't have what it takes, and Empoleon finishes the job. Now you've got the Quagsire coming out, kind of opening the door for Esteban here.
Yeah, I think in this scenario specifically, the shields down scenario, Empoleon actually has a pretty okay matchup into the Quagsire, despite the fact that you're taking super effective fast attack damage. All of your charge attacks are going to be resisted here, so Hydro Cannon's gonna hurt.
Exactly. Stone Edge packs a punch as well, even if it's resisted by that steel typing on the Empoleon. No Pokemon wants to take this, and bam! Ooh. Spears through, taking that Empoleon down into the yellow.
And we are going to see a Charge Attack priority, but Empoleon wins Charge Attack priority. It is going to be enough to knock out. However, that Fortress still has a little bit of health and is going to be doing super effective Volt Switch damage into this Empoleon if the time. But the timer's up.
Timer's up. Here comes Furret to try to finish the job here for GoLeagueGregg. He's got the Swift, but he waits! Allows the Sand Tomb through.
Oh, what a mistake from Greg. This might end up costing him. He's definitely down and out, but he's not out completely yet because there is some play here. You are going to have some fast attack damage come through. This Fortress is probably not going to be able to get to another charge attack.
I think you have to go Empoleon here.
Yeah.
But you might get Volt Switch Switch down? Oh, you absolutely do. Will one Dragon Breath lock this up? Or the Sand Tomb connect? And there comes the Sand Tomb.
It's going to be so close. I actually don't know if it's enough because of the Sand Tomb buff. I think it is.
I think it will be. Shadow Fortress spins up a close one versus GoLeagueGregg and Esteban, eking out of that battle number 1.
Yeah, and I think GoLeagueGregg is holding his hand in his face because he really had that matchup on lock and just waited a little bit too long to fire off that Swift.
Hey, you know what? As the battle goes on, it's kind of like a recipe. You're tossing in so many ingredients, all the energy gets shuffled, Pokemon pop in and out, shields go up and down, and when you get to that point, maybe you get lost in the sauce, and I think that's what happened with GoLeagueGregg. So it's up to Esteban to prove that that wasn't a fluke and take the 2-0 here, or it's up to GoLeagueGregg to reverse sweep.
I agree. Esteban played really, really well out of his mind, and that Fortress came in so clutch. Throwing here this crunch on the charge attack priority, really smart play as well. And then the coming in with the Empoleon to farm down the rest of that Shadow Drapion.
Yeah.
Really smart plays. Both players playing out of their minds. I think that the end game, the only thing that the difference was is that Fortress is just such an incredible Pokemon in this meta, and it's able to hold on. So you got to take it out whenever you get the chance.
So maybe that forces Greg to play the Annihilate. And speak of it, it shall appear. Game number 2, we get the Annihilate lead into Shadow Quagsire.
Yeah, and this is actually a very interesting matchup because I believe you want to go for the close combat if you want the knockout, but if you want to just start building up your attack and go for multiple charge attacks, you might have to shield and go for Rage Fist.
Yeah, I think you're right. First Aquatail does come through. Rage Fist, the strategy has been chosen. GoLeagueGregg is going to try to ramp up the pressure here instead of going for the knockout, and I saw you recoil. No shield on what could have been a close combat.
Yeah, and the thing about Quagsire is it's got the fastest charge attack in the West, but look at Annihilate saying, look at me, I'm pretty fast too. These low kicks go way faster than before. Now you have to shield a Rage Fist.
Yeah, exactly. If it's high noon and both of these Pokemon draw at the same time, Annihilate does have the edge. Aquatail going to peel that shield away from GoLeagueGregg, kind of applying pressure on his own.
Yeah, I think here the problem with is, oh my goodness, what another great catch. This Empoleon has been catching moves left and right.
I can't with the wink at the camera. GoLeagueGregg knows exactly what he's doing up there on stage. Here comes a Fortress, though, and those Volt Switches are going to punish this Water and Steel-type Empoleon.
Absolutely, but these Hydro Cannons still really, really hurt. So now Esteban's going to have to make a decision. He does actually decide to shield. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you invest here. You can tank one Hydro Cannon, perhaps. Oh, actually goes for the Sand Tomb to cut off the energy. That's very clever.
Yeah, I really like this play because now what happens is you have to shield in order to get off another charge attack, but you also realize that you have a shiny, beautiful Unova Stunfisk waiting in the wings specifically for this matchup.
In comes the Annihilate. It's close, but it's not close enough to the close combat. Here comes another Sand Tomb to force you to the final shield. I think if you're GoLeagueGregg, you actually overcharge a bit here. Just be careful about how many Volt Switches you take.
Right, but actually does not. Thinks about what one Volt Switch would do to that Annihilate, so
Correct.
going specifically exactly for that close combat, not going to be enough to knock out, but that's okay, because now you come in with the Stunfisk, and this is an incredible matchup for Stunfisk.
It's going to be a little hairy, though, because that Shadow Drapion, I think, is one Poison Sting energy lead, and it's only 8 turns to the Aquatail. This Stunfisk is going to take 2 charge attacks.
Yeah, but it can survive 2 charge attacks. That's the beauty of Stunfisk, is it's got that bulk that you really enjoy, and it can also fire back into flyers, into poison types, and it's got incredible coverage.
I feel like you're like Stunfisk's greatest salesman right here. Stunfisk's greatest soldier. We're going to see another Aquatail come through, and this is going to bring that shiny Unova Stunfisk down to the red.
Yeah, it's going to hold on, but it is going to put it dangerously low. I think the only thing you really have to watch out for is that Quagsire. So actually going straight for the discharge to guarantee the knockout. But now, is your switch timer up? Can you switch out into the Annihilate?
Yeah, I think you get Mudshot down if you stay here.
Yeah.
This is really tough for the Stunfisk. Out comes the Annihilate, trying to outpace to the Rage Fist. Does he get there? No. The Mudshots are adding up, and here comes the charge attack.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is definitely going to be enough. Both players kind of really going down to the wire here.
Quagsire picks up the KO into the Annihilate. Out comes the Stunfisk. The Thunder Shocks don't do much, but they do enough. Now the Fortress is the final Pokemon. Is trying to get the charge attack. It's going to be a knockout.
Oh my gosh, what a game. Stunfisk pulling out its trump card, which is that bulk, the triple resistance of Volt Switch, which you'd never see, and the ability to knock out a Pokemon that has a super effective charge attack into it.
It took everything to win that battle and keep himself in the series. GoLeagueGregg with a sigh of relief on stage that Unova and Stunfisk pulled through, but it could not have been closer than it was.
That was incredible. I have no words. That was one of my favorite battles of the day so far.
Well, we're going to head into game number 3. We got to shake it off. You got to have a short-term memory here in competitive Pokemon Go, because there's not a lot of downtime. And in the midst of the sentence I just spoke, Esteban is already locked in.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite showcases of the Galarian or the Unova Stunfisk, excuse me, because it basically took down 3 Mons at once. Like, you never see that happen, right?
That's true. A sweep from a Pokemon that resembles a pancake is not very common. I can confirm.
Yeah, it is flat. It is very flat.
Well, Unova Stunfisk did get the big Thunder Shock down, but it wasn't done shocking because 2 more were enough to KO the Fortress, and we are headed into game number 3. Keys in the ignition, engines revving. We're going to get Shadow Drapion taking on Altaria.
Okay, this is a very neutral matchup. I believe Altaria can survive. I mean, definitely survive 1, but can it survive 2 crunches is the real question here.
That is the dilemma. On charge attack priority yet again. This time, Esteban winning that exchange, going to get to crunch first.
Yeah, this crunch is going to come out. Is it going to debuff? Is it going to be enough for 2 to knock out? It's so close. It's actually right there.
I think with the poison stings, it will be enough. In debuff or not, I think double crunch could be the win condition in this lead matchup.
Yeah, but we actually see the no shield there. The crunch is going to come through just before the Dragon Breaths are enough to knock out. And now GoLeagueGregg has a decision to make. Do you shield or not? And he does.
This is such a healthy Altaria. I mean, still at half health, this Pokemon can do a lot of work, and it does have some stored energy. I really like that shield, especially because you consider there's a Fortress in and Annihilate in the back. Altaria is a core breaker here.
Ooh, but you see a Volt Switch come through. Really interesting timing there. The Sky Attack is going to get shielded up, though, which is kind of nice because you are able to save energy on the back end.
I mean, you save a couple ounces of energy, but that might be what you need to get to the Flamethrower. Oh my goodness, another charge attack priority, intentional or not. This is clutch.
Oh my gosh, but you see the shield on the Sand Tomb bait. It is going to get shielded, but now you're able to get this one last Flamethrower and grab the last shield from Esteban's side. This is actually huge because now Annihilate can just freely close combat in the back.
Yeah.
And they both come in with Annihilate at the same time.
At the same exact moment, we're going to see which Annihilate wins that charge attack priority. And it goes to Esteban. This is actually huge because the second Rage Fist will absolutely KO.
Yeah, I have to agree. But it also opens up the door for, big heavy damage there. It opens up the door for that Empoleon in the back as well.
It does. We're going to see another Rage Fist getting fired off in kind. Another heavy damage as the hammer comes down. Another charge attack priority as well. And just as we predicted, Esteban is able to win that exchange. Now the question is, how much can he carry over into this final matchup?
Right, and who do you come in with? Do you come in with Empoleon to try to get as much energy as possible but also take damage? Or do you come in Altaria to be a little safer?
I think you need energy on the Empoleon, but GoLeagueGregg is the pilot. He brings in the Altaria for the Dragon Breath down, and he does get it. Now he's looking for the swap into the Empoleon against the Fortress.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting because this Sand Tomb is going to be super effective. It's not going to be enough for the knockout, but it is going to put it in range for a second Sand Tomb to be enough. And does the Hydro Cannon knock out the Fortress? Is it enough, Speedy?
I don't think it's quite enough here. Hydro Cannon getting fired off. This is a Community Day charge attack from Empoleon, one of the most powerful steel types in the meta. Fortress takes the hit, gets rocked, but hangs in there for the second Sand Tomb.
Oh my goodness. And now it's going to come down to, was that Volt Switch that snuck through enough damage to knock out this Altaria on the back end? This is going to be so close, this end game. Does the Volt Switch KO? It does!
Wow, a final second KO from Esteban into GoLeagueGregg. What a series we just had on stage here in Houston. A Game 1 win from Esteban, a Game 2 nail biter for GoLeagueGregg, and then a Game 3 Volt Switch lockdown.
I love the hug that the trainers just shared on stream there. That just shows the respect that they have for each other. The amount of work that they both put in coming into this day and seeing them both celebrate each other's success, I think is absolutely beautiful. And that's what we strive for here at these Pokemon Go regional tournaments.
I don't know. I've heard it's almost unusual how many hugs and handshakes we have on stage here at Go competitions. We have such a tight-knit community. Everybody supports each other, and I think there's so much mutual respect for these close games and for these exciting series. And honestly, if you're GoLeagueGregg, you've been on stream twice. You won the first time. The second time was one of the one of the best pieces of content we've had all weekend long. Gotta be feeling pretty proud of yourself.
Yeah, I think both players played exceptionally well. They both played to their outs. They both played to their win conditions. They were shielding the right moves. They were, you know, doing like maneuvering left and right, both swapping at the same time. Like that was really awesome to see both players just playing so well.
That was fun. No Clefable in this series, but we did get some Empoleon and Unova Stunfisk action, which we did not get in GoLeagueGregg's first appearance on stream. So definitely a fun showcase. Sand Tubes KOing Altarias, flamethrowers connecting into fortresses. We got it all.
Yeah, this was a back and forth heavyweight fight. We saw the Shadow Drapion show up. We saw the Altaria fighting off the Steel type. We saw the immediate swaps. It was just everything.
Yeah,
everything you could ask for.
Absolute cinema here in Houston, and we're only about halfway through day number 1. So if you're enjoying the tournament this weekend, give our channel a follow. Get active in the chat. Let us know what you think of these competitors.
Yeah, I'm just so happy. I'm glad we were able to see some really great battles. Not only great battles, but great battlers, but great Pokemon and utilization of those Pokemon. It's just, I'm having so much fun here.
Yeah.
I really am.
It's absolutely spectacular, and it's only going to get better. Championship Sunday is a vibe unlike any other, and that is tomorrow. But for right now, we have 2 new trainers taking the stage. Stark, we've seen Clefable, we've seen Galarian Weezing, we've seen a ton of Guzzlord, Quagsire, Togekiss even. Is there anything else that's on your list that you would like to see today?
You know, it kind of bugs me that you haven't brought this up yet. Charge a bug.
Okay, but hold on. It feels like there's another Volt Switch user that's a lot more prominent and wins the head-to-head versus Charge Bug. So why bring the Charge Bug?
Well, you know, it's good. It does the thing.
It's good?
It does better into like Corviknight, I guess.
Okay.
Because you have like the discharge.
Hey,
It also does
you're not
better
building a super strong argument.
into Empoleon as well, right? That's a thing.
That's true. Also better into Guzzlord.
Also better into Malamar.
Better into Medicham. I'll help you out here. Give you some good matchups.
Appreciate that.
Well, while Stark and I deliberate the merits of Charge Bug versus Fortress, we're actually going to head down to the floor because DeFi is with Esteban. DeFi, take it away.
Thank you so much, Will. I am here with the finalist from Group D going into the Sunday tomorrow, and that is Esteban. Esteban, this is your very first tournament here in Houston. Tell me, what brought you here today?
Believe it or not, I'm on Twitch a lot, so I was just hanging out with one of my best friends, actually GoLeagueGregg, stream, and he was just hyping it up that I was going to be there, even though I didn't even mention it at all. And I went ahead and just went with the hype, and I registered, and here I am.
That's so much fun, and GoLeagueGregg is over here. He is recording the content to make sure that this moment stands in history. Congratulations, first tournament ever, going into Group D. How does that feel?
Honestly, my nerves are above and beyond right now. Like I said, it's my first time, but other than that, I kept my composure for the most part, I think.
I think you did as well. You kept it cool, calm, and collected and did a great job up there on the stage. Which Pokemon do you think is your MVP here this weekend?
Honestly, probably Drapion.
Ooh, really interesting. We saw that Pokemon might be back on the rise now that Mudslap has been nerfed and is kind of out of the meta for now. Would you like, we know GoLeagueGregg is here to support you, but was there anyone else you would like to shout out before I let you get on with your day? Because you're done for the day.
Yeah, all the guys in the Go Lounge, shout out to you guys. I love you. Shout out to Racif or It's Dink. He's like the best coach out there. Without him, I wouldn't be the trainer that I am. And thank you out there to all my family members that support me out here. Thank y'all.
And thank you, Esteban, so much. We love to see hometown heroes and locals do well, and we absolutely love seeing new trainers come out and give the championship series a whirl. You've gone to show that it can work out quite well. We've got more battles to come. Let's take it back to House Stark and Speediest Chief.